Hello everyone, welcome to the class today. So this one we're going to be looking at neck, shoulders and a bit of the upper back, how we can release any tension, any tightness. So it's a great one if you've done the first class, the strength, the core work. It's a good one to follow from. It's also brilliant to do on its own, so it can be done anytime. It's a nice one to do in the morning to kind of wake up the body, but it's also nice to do later on in the evening if you've had a lot of tension and tightness. So we do need a belt for this practice. If you haven't got a belt, anything that will look like a belt will be fine. So dressing gown thing, a belt that you have around trousers, even a scarf, as long as it's not going to stretch too much, will be okay. So we'll start off, and we're actually going to start off the class today. We're going to come to child's pose and focus on some breathing from here. So move whatever you don't need out of the way. And coming into a comfortable child's position, use any support or blankets underneath the legs. You can take the knees a bit wider. Just start to come down to the floor and allowing your head to release. And take a moment to check in with the body. Notice how you're feeling. Being aware of the earth right now. So what's underneath you? Feeling the support underneath your hands, the arms, the knees, front of the body, feet, and let your head really be supported from here. So you might even be aware in this first position, your child's pose, how your shoulders are feeling right now. You might be aware of your upper back. So the yoga, I always say yoga's brilliant as we work in a slow, mindful way. So we work out for ourselves where we are holding tension. In a very busy world where we might not even think about the body, then surely we're not aware of where we're holding tension. It's only when we're present. It's only when we're mindful we can check that out, and then we can start to do something to release that. So nice long slow breaths. And then just start to lift the head slightly. We're going to move it into a side stretch. So just moving the hands over towards the right side and easing back down, either ears in line with the shoulders or letting the head drop, or even taking a support for the head. And you might like to just creep your left arm out a little bit more just to get a nice stretch around your shoulder. Let the head be okay, so be aware of your neck today. Just breathe, stretching into that left side a bit more. And then lifting up, coming all the way back to the centre. And then breathing out, same thing, moving over towards that left side. Keep the arms roughly shoulder width apart. Let the head, it can be supported or ears in line with the shoulders. And you might like to just stretch out a little bit more with that right hand. Nice, long, slow breaths. And then slowly lift the head, use the hands to come all the way up and come all the way up to a seated position. So for here, we're gonna you can either be on your heels for the first one, or sit with the legs crossed, or lengthen out the legs. And we're gonna take a moment to interlock the fingers. You're gonna press your palms away from you, and you're gonna lift up the arms from here. So really great to get into the shoulders a bit more and letting your chest open up. We're starting to work into the upper back as well. Draw the navel in slightly so that we're not overarching. And you might even think about your index finger today and the middle finger and just see if you can press them up a little bit more. And then slowly turn the palms so they face down, releasing your hands back to the front. Taking your other interlock from here so the fingers move down one. Same thing. Press your palms out. Lifting up from here. Drawing into the navel. You can keep the arms straight or bending the arms. And think about from here maybe pressing a bit more into your index finger and the middle finger to get a really nice stretch. And you might be feeling that around your shoulders, really nice release. Inhale, and then as you breathe out, turn your palms down, release the hands, and then we can release your interlock. Just move yourself over into a cross leg. So the first bit of the class, we are going to do quite a bit of seated stuff. So do make sure you're nice and comfortable from here. Just a few nice shoulder rolls to just release any tension, any tightness. So this class is great if you've been getting a little bit tense lately, if you've been holding tension in the shoulders, taking it round the other way. It's also great if you've been doing a lot of work that involves maybe sitting in front of the computer or anything that involves a bit of a rolling, rounding down position. This is going to help to get into all those spots. That's it, and lifting up from here. Take a few nice breaths. And then we're going to just do a little bit of work onto the neck from here. So you're going to drop your chin down towards the chest. And then nice and slowly as you inhale, let it move across the body and then moving onto that right side, right shoulder. And then breathing out, coming back to the centre. Inhaling, move it across all the way over towards that left side. Coming all the way back as we breathe out. Inhale over to that right side. Breathing out back to the centre. Inhale over towards that left side. Coming back to the centre. We'll lift up the head from here. We're going to allow ourselves to interlock your hands behind your head and take a nice breath too. Inhale, look up. You can do a little bit of a slight back arch and look up. And then as you breathe out, you're going to start to round over. You draw in with a gentle weight of the hands. You just feel a nice release in the neck and at the back. So inhale to lift up. Exhale to round over. Just feeling that gentle release with the hands behind the head. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to round over. And then just come all the way back to the centre from here. Release the hands. You're going to drop your right ear down towards your right shoulder. You're going to take your right arm from here, taking it up and over and just easing that head just gently, that ear down towards that shoulder. Take a few nice easy breaths. And then take the hands, support the head, lifting up the head and coming all the way back. So we'll do the same on the other side. So your left ear comes down towards the left shoulder. You can pick up the left hand, you can take it across the head. And just use that as a little bit of an encouragement of extra weight to just feel that lovely stretch in the sides of the neck. Just use really nice, long, slow breaths from here. And then slowly coming back up. You're going to take the forearms together from here. Forearms together and your palms together. You're going to take an inhale, lifting up. You can look up slightly if that works. And then breathing out, opening the arms, cactus arms as you draw your shoulder blades back and down. So come through again. Inhale, forearms together, lifting up. And exhale, open up, shoulder blades, move back and down. Do one more. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, open up, shoulder blades, move back and down. Slowly release the hands. Going to move into a seated, easy seated twist. Right hand on right knee. Left hand on right knee. And your right hand behind. Inhale to lift up. And as you breathe out, easing into that twist towards that right side. You're going to just pause there, stay nice and lifted. And then for those last few rounds of breath, tuck in your chin in from here so that you just gaze down roughly towards that right hip. Feel a nice release in the back of the neck. And then inhale to lift, breathing out back to the centre. Same thing to the left side, so right hand onto the left knee, left fingertips behind. Inhale to draw up and breathing out, easing into that twist towards that left side. Just stay nice and lifted, try and relax the forehead and your face. And then for the last few breaths, tuck your chin in from here. So the gaze is just roughly looking down towards your left hip from here. A nice release on the back of the neck. And then inhale, come back to the centre. If you've crossed the legs, just take them the other way. So the other leg is in front. It's a bit of a release. We're going to take the arms out. You're going to take the right arm underneath the left for your eagle arms. Either hands touching, back of hands or your fingers. You're going to take a nice inhale to lift up. Just be careful of the back. And as you breathe out, round over, draw the navel in and just gaze down. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to round over, letting your head just drop down. Do one more. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, rounding over. Come back on the inhale, release the arms. And this time it's the left arm moves under, finding the position that works for you. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to round over, just gazing down. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to round over, gazing down. Last one. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, rounding over, just gazing down. Inhale lifts us back up. We release the hands. Let the arms just come down for a moment. You just take a side stretch. Right hand comes down. Left arm moves up and over. And then nice and slowly back to the centre. So left hand is down, right arm lifts. And as you breathe out, you can take that other hand up and over. Try and relax the head as you do so. And then come back from here. You're going to release the legs and you're going to come all the way to an all fours. Nice spread hands. 3 cat stretches. So you're going to inhale, lift your tailbone, lift the front of the body, lift the head. And as you breathe out, round over, relax the head as you let any tension release away. Inhale, your tailbone lifts, front of the body and the head lifts. And then breathing out, rounding over, gaze back through the legs. Last one, inhale to lift. Exhale to round over. Inhale, come back to the centre. Spread hands, middle finger facing forward. Tucking the toes under. We're going to press back into downwards dog. Take a time just to walk out through the legs so that the muscles feel okay to get a good length done. And then let your heels release down towards the earth. If it works, come up right up onto the toes from here. And then think about from here, lifting your sit bones nice and high towards the sky. And then keeping that lovely lift of the sit bones, then release the heels back down. Just gently move the head from side to side and a gentle nod of the head, so no tension, no tightness. And then bending the legs, slowly walk your feet towards the hands. Hands on the hips and lift up and we'll come all the way to standing. It's going to take hold of your belt from here and we're going to do a forward fold, Uttanasana, but using the belt to encourage as much release of the shoulders as you can. So feet just hip distance apart. You're going to take your hands behind you so that you're holding onto the belt. So have a little bit of a gap between both hands. And then lifting up from here. So get a really nice opening up into the chest. Stay there for a few breaths. And then breathing out, soften the knees. We're going to hinge forward. We're going to use the arms to just get a nice release from here. Nice heavy head. Just gently moving the head from side to side. Nodding the head. So it's nice just using the belt so we use as much space as we can to create this really nice openness in your back of the body, the shoulders. And then slowly lifting up, coming all the way up. You might hold it there for a few breaths. And then slowly release. So from here, we're going to take our feet a few inches apart. We're going to take hold of the belt again. And we're going to lift up our arms from here. So you want them a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. And take a moment just to feel a really nice bit of space that you're creating, an openness around your shoulders, around the chest. So if it's not going to work for the back, if it's too strong for the back, you can release the belt. You can take the arms up, that's fine. We're going to work a side bend stretch from here. You're going to inhale, drawing the navel, and as you breathe out, you're going to take a side bend stretch over towards that right side. Getting a really nice opening around the sides of the shoulders. And then inhale, come back to the centre. As you breathe out, we're going to take it over towards that left side. And then inhale, come back to the centre. Releasing the belt, just take the belt to the floor for now. You're going to raise the arms, lifting up. You're going to drop your left elbow back, your right arm on top. Take an inhale, and as you breathe out, side bend stretch over towards that right side. Drawing with the navel, press down with the fade. And inhale, come back to the centre. Release the arms. It's going to be your left arm, so right arm comes back this time. Left hand comes on the shoulder, nice opening. Inhale, and as you breathe out, we'll take it over towards that left side. And then inhale, come back to the centre. Release the arms, a few nice shoulder rolls from here. Hands on the hips, feet hip distance apart. Going to revisit, come back into Uttanasana, forward fold. So inhale, and as you breathe out, starting to hinge forward. This time you're going to take your hands behind your head, clasping the hands. Let your thumbs lengthen out along the back of the neck. And then take a moment, without forcing, soften the knees, just to encourage the hands to just ease a bit more weight into the back of the head. Feel a nice stretch in the lengths of the neck. Nice long, slow breaths. Releasing, taking hands on the hips, and then we'll lift all the way up from here. Nice couple of shoulder rolls, and then come back to the front of the mat. So you're going to just move your belt for now. We're going to step back with the right foot into our intense forward bend stretch or pyramid pose. And you're going to either take the reverse prayer position, or another nice one, we normally do the arms clasped, would be to bring your knuckles together. So this kind of position from here. So if you can't do the prayer one, you can do that one, and you can use that then to press into the knuckles to open up the chest more. So you're going to inhale, and as you breathe out, you're going to slowly start to come forward over that leg, and then releasing your head and getting a nice openness into the shoulders. So either gently pressing into the knuckles, or if we're doing reverse prayer, we're just starting to just gently press into the base of the hands. Just let the head be nice and heavy, no tension at all in your neck. And then inhale, coming all the way back. Release the hands, step your back foot in. And then we'll do the same on your left side. So step that right foot back, make sure hips are coming round to the front. Your choice again, either your knuckles pressing in towards each other, taking them up the back, or your reverse prayer position. Take a nice inhale to lift your chest, and as you breathe out, make sure you're softening that front leg, and then we'll fold forward over that leg. You want to think about relaxing the head while you're here. Use your knuckles or your base of the hands if you're in prayer to just gently create a bit more openness into your shoulders. Just a couple more long, slow breaths. And then nice and slowly inhale to come back, and slowly releasing. Step your back foot into the front. Take a breath to lift up, arms lifted. Breathing out, softening the knees, coming forward into our forward fold. Just separate the feet slightly, bend the arms, clasp the hands, ragdoll position, and then we're going to just gently sway from side to side. And then releasing the hands, if it works, step back into downward dog position. Come up onto the toes again, lift your sit bones nice and high. Keeping that lovely lift of the sit bones Then releasing your heels a bit closer down towards the earth. You might bend the knees slightly just to get into your upper back a bit more. And then nice and slowly coming back to your hands and the knees. So if you know you're not going to do knee work today, you're going to bring yourself into a standing warrior position. If you're going to do a bit of knee work, we're going to step our right foot forward from here. So you come into a lunge position, or you're going to come into a warrior position. So you're going to grab your belt from here, pad your knee if you need to. So we're going to open out our arms again a little bit wider than shoulder height while we're here. So like we did in that first one. So you're going to get a really nice opening. So it's either in that position or this one from here to get a real sense of opening up. If you want a bit of steadiness, you can tuck the toes to the back foot if that works. And then be careful of the shoulders. You might need to take the arms further. You can either keep them nice and lifted, or you might like to move your belt back slightly. So you can always explore to see what's going to be good where you find a really nice stretch from here. Take a few nice, long, slow breaths. And then coming back, you're going to use your belt for your Gomukhasana. So your right hand is lifted up, your back and the hands of the left arm's coming down. And you can clasp your fingers, or you can use your belt to work into Gomukhasana. Just nice, long, slow breaths. And then slowly releasing. You can come back to downward dog for a few breaths. Pressing gently back in towards the heels. You might come up onto the toes again. Lift your sit bones. Keep lift of the sit bones and then taking some weight back towards the heels. So we're going to work on the other side. So it's going to be that lunge or your warrior position with your left foot stepped back. Pad your back knee if you need to. Lifting yourself up, grabbing hold of your belt again. And that same position with the arms. So a little bit wider than shoulder width, or if you know you've got tight shoulders, take them a lot wider. And lifting up, taking a few nice easy breaths. So your choice to hold it here. You want to keep pressing into that front foot as well while you do it and drawing into the navel. Or if it works, you might take them back slightly, or you might even take them back a bit more. Try and find the point that's going to give you more benefit, where you feel more of a stretch. Nice long, slow breaths. Keep drawing in with the navel. Keep pressing down into that front foot. And then lifting up. And then we'll do the same on your Gomukhasana. So we'll drop your elbow back. So your right arm's lifted. Your left arm's going to come up. And you're going to clasp the hands or take hold of the bell. Take a few breaths to lift up. Still think about drawing in with the navel. And then slowly releasing down. You're going to come back to your all fours. And you're going to just bring yourself down to the bottoms. So you're sitting down with the legs lengthened out. You're going to reach the arms in front. And just gently roll yourself down to the floor. Let your knees hug in towards the chest. And just gently rock from side to side. Take your feet down to the floor as wide as the mat. And you might cactus the arms from here if that's a nice option, or reach them out. Inhale, and as you breathe out, drop your knees to the right, head to the left. Inhale, back to the centre. Breathing out, knees to the left, head to the right. Inhale, back to the centre. Breathing out, over towards that right side again. Inhale, coming back. Last time, breathing out, knees to the left, head to the right. And slowly come back. Release the arms, and you might decide to step the feet in a bit closer, either keep the legs bent or let your legs have a lengthen out from here. And just let there be space between your arms and your body so that you feel a bit of space going on around your armpits. And all you're going to do is just press your shoulder blades in slightly and then relax back down. And then tuck your chin in slightly so you've got a really nice position for that part of the body. And let the eyes close or a soft gaze. And just think about what you're feeling right now in the body. How does the body feel? You might have a sense of the energy is flowing more freely around your shoulders, around the neck. You might feel more openness around the front of the body. All this extra space and energy that we've invited into our poses today. Let your focus just be on the breath and just feel this peace and stillness that you've created right now. And then if you have longer, let yourself relax a bit longer. If it feels okay, just wriggle the fingers, wriggle the toes. Turn your head gently towards that right side. Back to the centre. Inhale. As you breathe out, turn your head towards the left. Back to the centre. Let your legs bend. Hug the knees in and draw them in. Maybe taking a slow rock from side to side. Roll over onto the right side of the body and lengthen out that right arm so that the arm supports the head from here and your other hand's bent, a little bit of support. Take a moment just to feel the effects of your practice, being mindful, working with the body, easing out some of that tension today in class. And then slowly let yourself come all the way up into a nice, easy seated position. Just take a moment just to rest there, spine nice and lengthened. Maybe sensing just this feeling of lightness, softness across the tops of the shoulders. Feeling more space around your upper back. And feeling more free in your neck area. Let your palms come together, let your hands come into the chest and take a soft bow down with the hands. Slowly let your eyes blink open. And mindfully as we inhale, lifting your head, lifting your heart. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed that. Nice class to release your tension in shoulders, neck and upper back. See you soon.